to Sin City Crypto. My name is David. I'll be one of your co-hosts. And today, like every single day, we're coming at you live from the sun, aka Las Vegas, because it's so hot out here. Welcome to the show. We have an exciting one for you today. We're going to talk about Ripple XRP. What did Gary Gensler have to say? And what is the next step in the court case? Guys, it's not over yet. Also, we're talking about Aave. Their GHO token goes live on Ethereum mainnet. What does that mean if you're an Aave holder? We're going to look at some charts. We're going to look at Bitcoin. And we're going to look at your co-host. His name is Robin.
Hola! It's your boy, Big Rob, back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. If it's your first time checking us out, we're the entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel, which, unlike the other boring ones, we take the stale and stagnant and mundane information and we repackage it up in a fun and sexy way. And then we also look at the price of Bitcoin, which has dropped under 30K for all of a fraction of a second. I saw it at 29. I synced it.
You know, I heard a letter in there, and that letter was K. Today's stream is brought to you in 4K. And the reason that it was possible to bring it to you 4K is because of channel sponsor, Cam's Blue Wire Technology. If you own a business and you're too busy making money, you're too busy trying to find customers, but you want to maximize your networking and IT solutions, you're going to want to hit up bluewiretech.com or click the link in the description of this video. Speaking of videos, Robin?
Yes.
Have you been keeping tabs on our Commander-in-Chief lately?
Commander-in-Chief?
Yes, President Joe Biden.
Oh, that guy.
Was that it again?
I was thinking of somebody that works in the company. I was like, do we have a commander-in-chief? I'm a founder. You're a founder.
Commander of the Arms Guard.
Business partner over there as well.
Well, Joe was...
Hey, it's Forrest.
What? Don't disrespect him like that.
No, you're saying he was on the still image. He was frozen there from last.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Anyways, I thought I said Joe Biden looks like Forrest.
No.
Okay. So, Joe Biden was up to his...
What is he doing?
Look at the kid's face. Look at the kid's face. Look at the kid's face. It's like, what are you doing, bro? Like... This is what Jimmy was doing to me last night. So like, Jimmy, stop it. It's inappropriate, Jimmy. If the president sees this, is gonna get really upset.
It is tradition for presidents to kiss babies, you know. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't, you know. I feel like, you got a cute baby, you're the president, somebody throws a baby in your face, and throw a kiss on that forehead, But to make weird eating motions is no thank you.
No thank you is correct. And
what is that? Come on, man. What is that? Okay, hold on. Okay, let's put it on full screen.
Biggest regret.
Why?
Robin, how much would someone have to pay you to get this tattoo?
You can. That's not worth it, bro.
Not even a couple mil?
It reminds me of the it reminds me of the Elon Musk.
Looks like Zuckerberg.
You ever seen the Elon Musk concept drawing?
No.
Oh, it's good.
That remind me of that show, the one that was ugly tattoo. They were covering the tattoo. Are you gonna cover this one?
You can. You got to do butterflies or something.
A lot of them.
He must have lost a bet or something, right? I don't know. And then, Robin, guess what's trending?
Here it is. I found it. Hold on a second. So, have you seen this one? So it's Elon Musk with no shirt on. And then there's
looks like the Cybertruck torso.
There's a little baby Elon here inside the torso. So.
Torso brought to you by Tesla.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that's an actual machine there. And I'm looking at this, and he's supposed to be fighting Zuck, right? And
who's gonna win, bro? For real.
Zuck is gonna destroy him, bro.
You think so?
What do you mean you think so? First of all,
I want to root for
Elon
man.
is in his 50s. Zuck, I think, is still in his late 30s.
No, I think Zuck's in his 40s. I believe.
Hey.
Anyways, I know there's at least a 10-year gap there, probably more. And, you know, Zuck he's been practicing jujitsu for years now. So, I mean, he's pretty good at it. And, you know, Elon's just...
He is training with George St. Pierre.
Yeah, he's also trash talking by saying he's going to do the walrus and laying on top of it.
Elon is like everyone's spirit animal, man. He's so... who do you guys got? I want to know what the chat thinks. Are you Team Zuck or Team Elon? Put a 1 for Zuckerberg, put a 2 for Elon. Who's going to win in the inevitable fight that's going to happen, hopefully, here in Las Vegas? Are we going to go, by the way, Robin?
Dude, the tickets are going to be expensive, man.
That's
gonna carry more. That's gonna carry a bigger price tag than the regular UFC fights. Yeah, and those tickets.
Watch 2 billionaires fight.
So the tickets for the UFC fight. But here's the thing: they're gonna have some badass undercards. I mean,
Kamala Harris
you can't just have 2 old people fighting. Charge $1,500 a ticket for nosebleeds to go in there, and then all of a sudden.
Too.
So you can't have that price tag to go in there and just have them fight for 30 seconds or a minute.
Everyone's saying Elon, bro.
It's 2, guys. It's 2.
Y'all are crazy. Elon's gonna gas out hella quick, man.
Yeah,
I feel like Zuckerberg can just run around his little wave riding board, and then he'll just circle him a bunch of times.
They should fight in
Elon's going to gas out.
They should fight in the metaverse.
Elon is going to have a microchip that recycle the gas out.
But they have the headsets that also can kill you. You ever seen those?
No.
So
what?
You should try it.
It's real.
The
VR
headsets that can kill you?
Yeah, VR headset that.
You only try
Why
one
am I
time.
not surprised?
You have 1 chance to try.
You don't have 9 lives like the cats do.
It's called Nerve Gear, right? So apparently this thing will literally kill you. And so
it's a killer app.
Rocco, look at this thing. So this thing here, so it's a VR headset, and if you die in the game, there's these rods here that shoot.
This is the dumbest shit.
They
ever.
will shoot a rod into your head and actually kill you.
This is not real.
This is real.
There's no way.
It's real, bro. You can literally die in real life.
This is like some Saw. This is like some Saw stuff, man.
That is like, yeah, it is like. Just saying. And so, anyways, if you put Zuckerberg with this thing on, and he fought to the death in the metaverse, stakes are real, right?
You know what? You know what is not real? That is AI girlfriends. But apparently, it is absolutely trending. AI girlfriend. Look at that. That is up and to the right. Interest over time. Robin, what would you ever entertain having an AI girlfriend?
No, I'm not a loser.
What are you trying to say? People that have girlfriends?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. If you have an AI girlfriend, you are officially a loser. Like straight up. I have no qualms or any sort of breaks on this one.
The AI community is going to cancel.
You are a loser if you're dating an AI girlfriend. And you can even ask your AI girlfriend. She'll probably, I'll be honest with you, be like, am I a loser? Yes, but I love you.
The AI's going to say that.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I love you. Nobody else does. And so that's why we're perfect for each other, right?
Yeah. Speaking of losers, let's take a look at what Gary Gensler had to say today. And well, I used the word loser in multiple terms. One is, yes, Gary Gensler is a loser. And also they lost the judgment here. And so here was Gary at the National Press Club talking about AI. And then he was asked about, well, the Ripple case. I also want to note he will be doing an exclusive interview for Yahoo. I believe it's 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And well, here's what he had to say at the National Press Club. You haven't seen this, right, Rob? Came out about an hour ago.
First of all, what is a National Press Club? Like,
it's like the National Spelling Bee, but different. Yeah,
sounds very prestigious.
Very prestigious. And well, here's what Chair Gensler had to say.
How does the federal court ruling last week in the Ripple case impact your stance toward digital asset regulation? Does it inject urgency into the need for federal legislation to clarify regulatory oversight of this industry?
Look, our mission remains exactly what I spoke about earlier, about investor protection, promoting capital formation, and the markets in the middle. This is a recent decision, just a handful of days ago. We were pleased from that decision, recognizing the importance of protecting investors on the institutional investors in that, and that the court movement with regard to fair notice, and while disappointed on what they said about retail investors, we're still looking at it and assessing that opinion.
How does
We are still looking at it and assessing that opinion. Robin, are they going to appeal?
Oh, they're appealing that all day, bro. Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on
also,
him?
you know, this was the summary judgment, right? So it could still go to trial. It doesn't seem to be leaning that direction.
I'm going to throw this up here just because you mentioned it.
Okay, good.
Judge Torres has assigned the Ripple case to Judge Netburn for general pretrial. This phase involves activities like setting a schedule, gathering evidence through discovery, handling pretrial motions, and exploring settlements. So here you go. That's where what Rob's talking about. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the court case isn't over, but a federal judge did rule that essentially what we have right now is the federal judge has said, hey, the XRP token is not a security. It's more or less how you sell the token. Right?
Correct.
And yep.
That is a very remember what he just said. XRP is not a security, just the way the token is sold.
Yeah. Here's the thing, like they don't have so with the SEC and what we saw with the institutional side, that the SEC was saying that, hey, you know, it was a sale of security, and even the judge said yes. Now, Ripple doesn't offer any stocks, right? They're not publicly traded. But if you wanted to raise capital through investment in a similar way of doing stocks, you could issue out, you know, instead of issuing out stocks, they issue out their token. And so there were institutions that bought XRP token without any intention of using it, right? And so on the retail side, there were retail users that are like, hey, I believe in the technology, I believe in the utility. There were also institutional clients, venture capital particularly, that said, hey, we just want to, this Ripple thing's going to pop off. We just want to throw some money at it, make money at it. They weren't planning on buying tokens and using it. They just wanted to give money to Ripple so they had a part ownership in the company. And so buying the tokens that were allocated for private sale was exactly that, or that's what the judge said. But it didn't change the underlying asset. It was just how it was sold. And so the beautiful part about all of this is that the exchanges, they're good to go. They're green lighted, right?
They're green lighted.
Yeah. So if you're an exchange and you're selling tokens, it doesn't matter if it's XRP. It doesn't matter if it's Solana. It doesn't matter if it's Cardano. It doesn't matter if it's Bitcoin. It doesn't matter. The assets, the digital assets are not securities.
Now, Rob, let me ask you this question. Can you see a negative side to that, to where these exchanges start getting list happy and start throwing bad projects up there?
But here's the thing, but at the same time, there are, I will say that in the eyes of both the judicial system and the SEC, obviously, there are some tokens that are securities. Now, I don't think they're the top projects that we talk about on regularly, but there are some projects that have zero utility that are simply just trying to raise money and speculate on price. Some, sure. And so I don't think that every token on an exchange is blindly considered a digital asset, has no correlation to security. But I do think the majority of the ones, especially the ones that we talk about, the ones that we're fans of, these established projects that have real utility. They are digital assets. And what we need is some kind of guidance or clarity from regulators that gives some kind of framework, a checklist or something that says, hey, if your token does this, this, and this, it's a digital asset, not a security. That would be very nice.
Would be nice, Robin, but don't hold your breath there.
You know what else would be nice?
I feel like our synergy has just, we took some time off apart from each other, but our synergy stay the same. Because you're going to talk about the likes. I was just going to tell you to yell at the people. Go ahead.
What I don't like is your attitude.
Okay.
Too warm and fuzzy for me. All right, so do me a favor, guys. Hit the like button. Our show is lacking on likes, so we got less than 50% like ratio. That means you like me more than you do David, because I'm the good half of the show. Also, if you are new here, say hello so we can drop an hola back at you. We got Strax Studios, Mario C, Bodegas Veggies, Francisco, Sarah with a S-A-R-A spelling, who is a longtime viewer, just haven't seen her in a while. And then we got Colin Greer. And then we got my favorite, Ricardo Ruvacapra. And then Taco Berry as well. You can't have Ruvacapra without a little Taco Berry in there as well. So to all of you, hola! Welcome.
What about
to Sin City Crypto?
What about the handsome guy sitting on the couch?
Jimmy?
Jimmy
Jimmy's in studio. Jimmy, if you want to super chat us, just throw us cash dollar bills, okay? So that way YouTube doesn't take our cut, okay?
Oh, man.
Just throw the physical paper dollars of this.
Yeah.
One, I think.
Jimmy, we love
it.
it.
We'll still do the all the sound effects and stuff.
Also, guys, today is the last day to enter the giveaway. Stay tuned to the end of the show to find out how we're going to do the drawing. Rob's going to go over that. But first,
at the top of the chat, it's posted up there.
Pin.
Today's the last day. If you're going to come to Las Vegas, or you can find a way to get here, July 29th.
Come party with us.
Come party with us. George will be there. Top of Mandalay Bay, open bar, food. It's gonna be amazing.
Maybe me and Rob will put gloves on and finally duke it out.
That's right. And so you have throughout the whole show to enter. As soon as the show's over, you have 1 hour, and then we'll announce our winners on Twitter, and then we'll come back tomorrow and also announce the winners. If you don't check out the Twitter,
you think if Tickle Master comes, he'll start tickling people? Anyways, okay, guys, what the hell happened there? All right, here we go. Some headline to read for you. GBTC volume surges to yearly highs. And here's a chart we can see here. And of course, guys, this is correlated to BlackRock filing an ETF. $183 million of daily volume. That is the highest it has been since they started tracking this in July of 2022. And also the discount NAV is down to only 25%. So if you bought the bottom here, when it was at a 50% discount, you made a lot of money. So congratulations to you. Also, SEC accepts BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF application. I was on Twitter and people are like, oh my God, they accepted it. I'm like, guys, this is just them saying, okay, we've got your application. Just like when you reach out to someone important or you reach out to government, they send you a follow-up email. We have received your request. That's all it is. Doesn't mean nothing. They've received it. They've acknowledged it. The clock starts now. Okay. Also, some things to look out for this week. So retail sales are coming out tomorrow. Month over month numbers. That is what the Fed uses to gauge the consumer sentiment and spending. We'll see how that comes out. Fed interest rate decision, the FOMC meeting is going to be next Wednesday. So will we see more volatility? Will we see another 25 basis point rate hike? I think we will. Also, coin market calendar. So ETH Community Conference in Paris is going on now. There are some a couple announcements that we're going to talk about on the show a little later. Also, you have Filecoin Unleashed. That is happening on July 18th from 2 to 7:30 p.m. CET. What is that? Central Eastern Time? I have no idea. And then, of course, the big one, guys. We're still about less than a month away.
You are a detective. You know that?
Thank you.
Little sleuth over here.
Thank you.
CET.
Yes. Now, block halving for Litecoin is coming August 5th.
Central Eastern Time. It's 2 different time zones.
Yeah, I know. That was a joke, you idiot. Jimmy,
It was
help
a
me out
joke.
here, man.
It was a
What's
joke.
going on?
It was the good one.
Thank
It
you,
was a good
Rob.
joke.
Wait, you agree with him?
It's
Another-
almost as good as PCE time as well. Also Pacific Central Eastern. It's also known as United States time.
Crypto Billy said, like when Rob accepts your text but doesn't write back. Billy, I know exactly how you feel. But don't take it personal. He does it with everyone.
I do it with everyone.
Family
Family included.
Guys, before we move on, yeah, exactly. Before we move on to what the markets are doing, I want to give a shout out to our channel sponsor, I Trust Capital. If you are planning on hodling your Bitcoin, and that is going to be your retirement, is living off your Bitcoin, Ethereum, crypto gains, and well, you just don't want to pay those taxes when you pull your money out, you're going to want to set up an I Trust Capital account, set it up as a Roth IRA. Your money goes in post-tax, and your money comes out with no tax. And so click the link in the description in this video to help the channel out. You will get $100 once you fund your account. So big shout out to them. Now, Robin, before I go over the markets, I want to show this. Where are we right now?
In
Where
the
do you
studio?
think we are? No, oh, idiot. Psychology of market cycle. Okay.
Okay.
Where are we? I feel like we're in disbelief, right? All this good news, Ripple, Bitcoin, the halving's in less than a year away. You got the spot ETFs, and people are still have negative sentiment. That's kind of where I'm at. Where do you think we are?
I think we're on the hope side over there, on the left, far left.
Okay.
The little gray run up there, right
Okay.
before the real run up, where we chop sideways up, get gains right before we get the parabolic rise.
Okay. Chat, what do you guys think? Where do you think we are on this chart? Let us know. And then we'll let you know what the crypto markets are doing. So, Robin, take it away.
All right. So, taking a look, we got Bitcoin coming in at $30,036. Oh, $30,004.
Oh, my God.
And so we are currently testing the 30K support level. So, been here for how long have we been here? A month yet? Oh, almost. So since June 20th. And so 3 days away from a month of consolidation at the 30K range. And historically, if you were to take a look, we had traded in these price channels for about 2 months on average. So I do think we got another few weeks of 30K price range, and you don't need to look any further than from November to January, 16 to 17K, from January to February, right at around 20K, and then 27K for almost 3 months, and then now we're here at 30,000. I think ETF news, whenever that pops off, whenever we get a decision.
We're talking about an approval, right?
Yes, an approval.
Okay.
I think that we'll be at 30K. Wow, look at this, man. 30,000 even. Oh, 29.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. We're crashing.
We
No.
are crashing.
Rocco, sound the sirens. Do we have
Yeah.
sirens? We're going to have sirens. That's not the sirens.
Definitely not the siren. Yeah.
Okay.
Did we get rid of the booze? I know we did.
The boo.
Rocker.
We only have the trombone.
Here we go. David's favorite.
I'm actually going to swap over to my screen here. I do want to show, I got the Bitcoin on the weekly up here, and I got my favorite charting technique to use as far as identifying trend. And this is Bitcoin on the weekly. I got the Ichimoku thrown up here, and we went over this last week. Big rise up, chop, chop, chop. Big rise up, chop, chop, chop. And these have been bull flags. And it looks like we're entering another bull flag. We need a little close lower.
What was that?
This is me figuring out if that's what I want to say.
The David sound effects. Chop, chop, chop. Chop, chop, chop.
Hey, you know my sound effects, bro? But guys,
Yes, that's
Guys,
exactly what I'm doing at this
look
moment.
at how perfect, and I mean like to the freaking penny here, just wicked right at the top of this cloud. And I do want to know, guys, you notice the cloud goes past what the current price is because the cloud measures 26 and 52 days prior. And so we are currently in a green cloud, which is positive. We are currently trading above the conversion line and the baseline, which is positive. But we do need to break above this cloud for us to see a trend change based on what the Ichimoku represents. And so, this is something you can use as a trader on longer time frames. I mean, if you would have put in a limit order to short Bitcoin at $31,845, you'd be making some decent money, depending on how much leverage you're doing. So that's just something to keep an eye on. But overall, it is still looking good. Now, if we do, so this top of this cloud level is $31,886. That is going on up until the second week of September. Once we start getting farther out, that level drops significantly all the way down here to about, let's just call it $28,000 flat. But that happens around October 15th. So we'll see how long we chop sideways. I'm not saying we're going to chop sideways for 3 freaking months, but another couple months, are we going to break up? Are we going to break down? As long as we remain in the cloud and don't break below, we are in a bull trend. Okay. That's all I got for Bitcoin.
I do want to give a little shout out. We got some new people here in the chat. If you are new here, say hello so we can drop an hola back at you. And also, hit the damn like button. I don't know what else I got to do to say that. If you've hit the like button, do me a favor, drop an hola in the chat. I'd like to see at least 100 holas in the chat because we got over 100 likes. And then also, we have Desert Crypto, John Foster Crypto, Chili Rainbow, Foot Expert, Cryptos for Liberty, Jay Fu, and Jason Caffrey as well. So to all of you, hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
Let's take a look at what the crypto boublés are saying. Everything's in the red, with the exception of a few. Lido leads the way with a 11.6% drawdown. Pulse Chain down 6.5%. Aave down 5.5%. We do have some Aave news, and I do have an Aave chart, actually, I'm going to show you guys. Some in the green on the daily. We have Caspa, and my boy Jimmy going to be happy to hear this. Gala is in the green. Jimmy, what are your thoughts on that, Jimmy? Are you, he said, wow, he's so excited. Jimmy is close to his 1 million Gala. I believe he said he's about 80,000 away, right? 80,000 Gala away. Will he pull the trigger today? Put a 1 in the chat if you want Jimmy to pull the trigger and get to 1 million Gala today. Put a 1 in the chat. Let us know. Now, I did mention Aave. Before we get into the news, I do have Aave pulled up on the daily here. And so on the daily, we talked about this last week. This is a descending triangle, which does typically break to the downside. But when we talk about TA and patterns, it is all about probabilities, right? And so for patterns like triangles, you're looking at between 65 and 72% probabilities that it breaks either to the upside or downside. For a descending triangle, it is to the downside. Well, it looks like if we can build on top of this upper trend line here, okay? This trend line here, which it looks like we kind of are. We broke above it, came back into the pattern, and then broke above it again. And again, guys, this is on the daily for Aave. And we came back down, and we are currently sitting right at this trend line, which is at about $73.50. The important thing is to either build support on top of this, chop a little sideways, or get what we call a bump and run. So you bump the support.
I know that Aave 100% different from Phantom, but Phantom was known for their DeFi. Aave is DeFi. The correlation risks aren't even associated. But do you think there's any spillover here that a major DeFi platform, Phantom, is basically had a huge sell-off? The Phantom token is dumped. Do you think that that's going to carry over to Aave? Is that why it's in the red in the last 4 days? You don't think there's any
everything's
correlation?
kind of been in the red.
No, everything's been in the green. All the alts have been in the green. I mean, except for in the last 24 hours. I mean, look at the last 7 days. Everything is, for the most part.
Oh, take XRP's God candle away. Like ADA's been in the red the last 3 days. Matic's been in the red the last 3 days. Ethereum's been in the red the last 3 days. Quant's been in the red the last 3 days. And so I think it's just an overall trend. But yeah, I don't think what Phantom did or what happened to Phantom has anything to do with Aave. There might be some sell pressure from the Celsius news, and we'll talk about that in a second. But for me personally, I don't think I could be wrong.
I'll just say this. It wouldn't surprise me if people, because here's the thing. People like to not read into things. They say, hey, DeFi, it's in trouble. Phantom's in trouble. I need to sell my Aave. I'm just saying that people have this very basic mentality. I think the price action short term for Aave would be fine. I don't think it would be affected, but it's something I'd like to think about, because you know how it is. All of a sudden, Meta changes their names and Decentraland triples in price value. I'm like, what? You have nothing to do with that whole project. There's no correlation there, zero. And then why is price moving? And so that's where my brain is there on that one.
No, I understand. For me personally, though, I don't think it does. But hey, I could be wrong. And then I did want to go over the Aave on the weekly as well. So on the weekly, though, we're printing looks like it's almost a descending triangle, but it's more of a falling wedge, I would say. And we are currently, looks like, breaking back into this weekly pattern. If I throw the Ichimoku cloud on and I hide this, so you can see, guys, these clouds, I don't want to say they're perfect because nothing's perfect, but they're pretty damn perfect. I mean, we wicked into the cloud, got rejected, and so I would expect a drawdown back. For me, the first stop would be right around $62.74. If not, $69.49. And if the wheels fall off, you're looking at $50 flat. Rob, to you, we talk about DeFi. We know DeFi, maybe not lead the way, but it's going to be a pretty big narrative in the next bull run, in the next bull market.
It's going to lead the way.
Okay, you think it's going to lead the way?
Yeah, it's not going to be NFTs. I think that the NFT market is going to expand. You're going to get more utility out of NFTs. I think you're going to incorporate video. I think real world contracts incorporated with NFTs, perhaps ticket sales, makes a lot of sense. I think that is going to expand, but I don't think it's going to get to a point where it's going to explode like Crypto Billy's super chat, $100.
Oh,
bro.
damn.
My boy over here throwing that cashola.
Right. The nuke has been dropped.
Yeah, that's how I felt when I walked outside my door this morning.
It was hot.
100 plus degrees, man. And anyways, what you laughing at?
Looking at Jimmy.
All right.
Go to studio cam, Rocco.
All right. Pass it over here. All right, here we go. Here we go. Tax free, baby. Tax free. He outdid you by 1 penny there, Billy. So.
Oh man, you guys are awesome. You guys are funny. Crypto Billy said, "David, take Jimmy out to lunch on me. Love you guys." Mm-hmm. Jimmy, anything you would like to say with your super chat? He said, "Rob needs to love David more." That's what he said, not me. I don't make the rules around here.
The like sign is brought to you by Jimmy. So there you go.
Guys, seriously, thank you everyone who supports this channel, and thank you to Jimmy.
I'm not giving you this 100 back, Jimmy. I'm just letting you know that right now. It's not a prop.
Backsies.
It is
Don't
real.
take backsies. Freshly printed, yeah. Jerome Powell printed it himself and brought it over here. Now, let me ask you a question, Rob. Aave, 14 million supply, or 14 or 16 million supply, right? Under $100. Is it a good pickup?
I felt like I was ramping up to some good narrative before I got
blinded by money,
positively interrupted by Crypto Billy's super chat.
We're talking about DeFi leading the way.
Oh yeah. NFTs, I think, have a lot of promise, but I still go back to what crypto was created for, and it's to facilitate the movement of money and value. That's why Bitcoin is created. And I think with the introduction of the New York Stock Exchange, with the ETFs, opportunity for American companies and investors to get a position on Bitcoin and particularly get their foot in the door on cryptocurrency, I think that in itself is going to propel DeFi to where it should be, because people aren't transacting with crypto right now. They're just speculating on the price, and they're using Bitcoin as a store of value. I think that in the coming years, next 2 years, we're going to see the actual use case and utility of movement of value the way that crypto is designed to do.
For me, Aave, anything under $100, I think is a good pickup. Same thing with Quant. Anything under $100 to me is a good pickup. Long-term hold, of course, long-term hold. And so, yeah. let's move on. Did Billy?
So we got another $99 super chat. So we are now we just got the credit card here. So the numbers are on the back. So we have a unlimited spending account here. And so thank you guys.
Oh, you guys are awesome. Billy, thank you, man. We appreciate it. I hope Jimmy doesn't have a bankroll in his pocket. Oh, man.
Bank account.
His $100 bill, he was going to go put it on the roulette table, is now gone. So big thank you, guys. Thank you so much again. Really appreciate it. All right, let's talk
That
about...
also goes out to if any of the viewers here find themselves in Las Vegas, you're always welcome to come by and visit us in studio.
We have a good time, man. We have a good time. All right. Robin.
Yes.
Ripple.
¿Qué pasa?
Although it's not over, there are some good things. And Ripple is saying that U.S. banks are going to want to use XRP after partial victory in the SEC fight. Ripple is confident U.S. banks and other financial institutions in the country will start showing interest in adopting XRP in cross-border payments after a landmark ruling determined the token was not in itself necessity or necessarily a security. The San Francisco-based firm, which talking about Ripple, expects to start talks with American financial firms about using its ODL on-demand liquidity, which uses XRP for money transfers in the third quarter of this year. So, Rob, one more thing I want to read here. Stuart Alderodi, the general counsel for Ripple, said hopefully this quarter will generate a lot of conversations in the United States with customers, and hopefully some of those conversations will actually turn into real business. My question is, Robin, this thing is potentially still going to go to trial, potentially still a settlement. So to say this thing is completely done would be false. Are you surprised that you have...
If you're a bank, you're probably still going to be hesitant because the waters are still murky. Would they be treated the same way as institutions that were investing into Ripple Labs through the purchase of their token, as the judge had outlined? Would the banks be in a situation if they're just receiving tons of XRP tokens? Would that also be deemed a sale of security or an investment into Ripple? At some point, there's going to be a benefit for the bank to do it, right? There's no reason a bank would offer XRP services. There's no reason that they would plug into the Ripple net or whatever form of partnership. There's no way or reason for them to partner with Ripple Labs if there's no financial gain for them. And so if you say, hey, the banks are going to make money with this partnership and Ripple is going to give them a bunch of XRP, it kind of falls in that same category, right? Now, you could sit here and say it's for use case and utility, for the movement of money, or to facilitate remittance payment. You can dress it up however you want, but I have a feeling that the SEC is going to put a target on any institutions, because the judge outlined that specifically, that are going to be acquiring tokens. And for banks to use XRP, they're going to have to hold some tokens.
Right.
And if they're making money and they're holding tokens, I think it's too early for the U.S. to do this. And now, I do think that banks are open to the idea. I think that they're probably having discussions.
So you don't think this summary judgment is enough clarity for banks? Yeah.
I think, if anything, the summary judgment has drawn a line in the sand. And the line being one side, retail, have at it. Throw as much money as you want. Exchanges, sell the crap out of it. Do what you want with it. But businesses, banks, institutions, stay away.
Interesting.
Is that not what the judge pretty much said?
Yeah.
Now, the judge was reflecting on previous transactions on the initial coin offering. So I don't believe that in that context, the judge was projecting forward for how the tokens are issued. But at the same time, there was not a line drawn in the sand saying, hey, moving forward, you can sell them however the hell you want. I think it was just more of a, a judgment on
what interesting part too is, Robin, is airdrops. People have talked about airdrops. Oh my God, it's a security. People have been hesitant about that. We've had NFT people on our show that are afraid to use the word, we're going to airdrop tokens for being an NFT holder. Well, now, because the whole idea of, part of the SEC's lawsuit was Ripple was paying its employees in XRP. And the judge said, well, that doesn't constitute a security and investment contract because there's no money invested from those employees. And so with airdrops now moving forward, you're not investing money for an airdrop. It's not a security. And so what could that do to the ecosystem? Of course, you have these scams going around. Send us ETH to this address and we'll airdrop your tokens. Obviously, that is an investment of money to get an airdrop. But some of the other ones, like these NFT projects, they want to airdrop tokens. You have the Arbitrum airdrop, Optimism airdrop, all these ones where you just have to interact with the ecosystem and do whatever you need to do, not invest money and get an airdrop. It's interesting to see how much liquidity and money that potentially can bring into the ecosystem now that people aren't afraid to come out and say, we're doing an airdrop. If you're a part of our ecosystem and you use our dApps, we're going to give you an airdrop. What are your thoughts on that?
Airdrops are not securities. I think it's pretty clear. I think that at this point, the SEC is looking, how can we win any court cases? And I think that they're going to expand on the sale of tokens. So I think if you are a project that had an ICO with heavy venture capital, like I don't know why Solana's price was ripping. Right? Remember when the XRP case, when we had the judgment, the summary judgment, you had the price of Cardano rally, you had the price of Solana rally, right? How much is Solana up right now?
How much are they up
for the week? Or not? Are they? They're
Sol is up 24% for the week.
So they're up, right? They've rallied off of the news. But here's the thing: if there's one project here that has a crap ton of venture capital investment, it's Solana. And the judge literally like, yo, if you sold your tokens to venture capital, that is a sale of a security. And so if any project out here should be sweating bullets right now, it's Solana, right? And if the SEC is going to progressively go after somebody else, they're not going to go after them for airdrops. They're not going to go after them for NFTs. They're going to go after the companies that the judge has said, hey, this type of transaction is a sale of a security. And who's got the most of those transactions at the highest volume level with the most amount of money? That is Solana. So I'm throwing it out there, man.
That's interesting. And guys, if you violate securities laws, you're going to have to pay a fine, right?
So what do you think is more likely? You think it's more likely that the SEC will go after Solana, which it is already targeted, is already listed, and the judge has said that these type of transactions are securities? Or do you think they're going to go after airdrops, NFTs, and
they're going to go after the foundations?
They're going to go after the ones that they know they can win the court cases. And so that's what I'm saying is, like, when you ask me, like, are airdrops in trouble? No. You know who's in trouble? Solana's in trouble.
I didn't say if airdrops are in trouble.
No, but you were saying, are
I was just kind of
speculating. Yeah,
wondering what that's going to do to the ecosystem.
Yeah.
What kind of money it's going to bring in.
Airdrops are fine. Airdrops are fine.
But that is an interesting take. Is the Solana Foundation going to have to pay a fine? How big is that fine? Would they have to sell some of their Solana to make money? It'll be interesting to see. But it is something that we're definitely going to keep an eye on. Bitcoin, just to give you guys a heads up, we're at, Bitcoin is straight tanking. Look at this. Let's swap over to, there we go. So we're going to go to Bitcoin in the 5 minute. I'm going to take off the cloud. So Bitcoin, seeing some pretty big 5 minute candles. We went from $30,300. So just 3 hours ago, and we're down to 29.7.
29.7.
29.7. Let's take a look at, we're doing this live, by the way. Let's take a look at the liquidation, see if we're seeing any liquidations here. So we're up 171%. Yeah, on the hour, we're at $23 million worth of liquidations. with Bitcoin leading the way at $15 million. And if we swap over here, of course, 99% of these liquidations are longs. Shocker. Miguel Costa said, is the government selling potentially? Forrest talked about this last week. I don't know the answer. I know there's some money been moving around, but who knows? But I don't see us dipping too further down. I mean, we're already printing a green candle on the 5 minute. If we go to the 1 hour, this 1 hour candle is pretty nasty. But if we go over and we throw on our cloud, so not the cloud. Go on here. We just kind of take a look at, okay, where's volume come in, right? And what is the next stop? And so we wicked down here a few times. So this was back in mid-June, late June, early July. We did wick down here. And so that is the level we're at now. So I do expect a bounce, which we're kind of starting to consolidate, go up and down, 29.7. And so testing 28K, I don't know. I don't think so, but you never know. Is the government selling? Who knows? I'm sure we'll find out in the next few hours or so. But I do want to go on to some altcoin news. So this was kind of interesting. Uniswap Labs launches Uniswap X protocol for trading across automated market makers. DeFi exchange Uniswap has launched a new open source blockchain protocol called Uniswap X. This will enable trading across automated market makers and other liquidity sources. The new protocol is expected to provide users with more liquidity, better prices, MEV protection, which is those bots, and gas-free swapping. It is currently available for ETH mainnet and will be expanded to other chains as well as the Uniswap wallet later. The DeFi protocol Uniswap stated that it would launch a cross-chain Uniswap X that would combine swapping and bridging under one roof. And this would include native asset swaps that would reduce the need for bridge tokens. Rob, what are your thoughts here? Is this the future right here?
Well, Uniswap was pretty revolutionary in DeFi, right? I don't know if
They're
they
the
were
largest DEX out there.
I don't know if they were the very first, but they were the very first one that I really came to recognize. And all the other swaps were a copy of it. So you could say that they were a leader and an innovator in fintech, right? Especially in decentralized finance. So perhaps they're making the next step in DeFi. And it's in this automated. So it's going to be.
You're going to have access to liquidity across multiple chains, multiple bridges, not just Uniswap. So should bring the spreads down. That should make.
Do you feel uncomfortable at all with this?
Well, I mean,
because bridges are the vulnerability points.
Correct.
And if you're taking Uniswap, and they have a good track record, right? They haven't had any really issues. They haven't had draining of liquidity on their platforms, not that I've seen. But do you think that perhaps this is putting a vulnerability, a chink in the armor for Uniswap that maybe is not necessary?
I don't know. I'm not a developer, so I don't know what kind of, what the exact issues are in the code that's written that allows people to siphon money out.
You're an analyst that has talked about bridge hacks over and over again.
Bridges, yes.
Is this not a bridge in a decentralized manner that's connecting liquidity pools that a lot of times get drained? That's all I'm saying.
I get what you're saying. I just personally don't know how it's set up. I don't know if there's any backstops to it that's not on a bridge. I don't know the difference between what a bridge looks like on a fundamental level versus what Uniswap is looking to do with Uniswap
if there's
X.
Anything I know about technology, and I don't know how this works, but anything that I know is technology, as you give more use cases and functionality, and there's more integral moving parts, the more privy it is to break. All I'm saying is that Uniswap in itself, at its core value, is pretty simple, right? Swap one token for another on the Ethereum network. And then they added other networks later on, and they have the V2 or whatever, V3. At the end of the day, pretty simple, right? You have the slippage. It is not a lot of moving parts to it compared to layer ones, compared to other DeFi swaps and protocols, and things can get pretty tricky. And that's where you see mistakes being made. And I'm not saying that, I'm just saying you're taking a very simple idea and a simple platform and you're adding a lot of complexity to it. You know what I'm saying is that there's definitely going to be more room for error there than there would be in the simple swap method.
That is also the exciting and scary part of new tech, something that looks to shake up an entire industry, the financial industry at that, is you're going to see revolutionary ideas, you're going to see revolutionary products, but you're also going to see hacks and exploits and failures. That's just part of the game, guys. That is just part of the game.
I don't want to play that game.
Well, sorry. Okay, let's move on to Aave's GHO stablecoin goes live on Ethereum mainnet. And well, this article explains how it differs from the competition. So me and Forrest kind of talked about this, Rob, but we weren't able to get your opinion because obviously you were not here. But here's how Aave stablecoin is going to work. It is going to be a decentralized stablecoin. And before I go over the article, Robin, I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Forrest. Is it too early for another decentralized stablecoin? Is the bad taste?
No, it's the future. At some point, somebody will crack the code. And it makes sense, right? Why have a stablecoin issued by a bank that's supposed to be backed one-to-one? And if you can create a stablecoin, I'm not talking about algorithmic stablecoin, but if you can create a stablecoin that's locked into a smart contract that doesn't have a foundation, because that's kind of what this is, right? Aave is decentralized. So I'm only imagining here, and I don't know how it's built, but I'm just thinking to myself, if Aave was going to do a stablecoin, it would probably follow the same structure that they have for their loans. And it would make sense. Hey, transfer $100 into this account. It locks into a smart contract the same way that they do lending. And then here, we'll give you $100 worth of stablecoin on the back end. And if you remove a company that mints and takes stablecoins and lends it out to the government in the form of a short-term treasury bond to make money to chase 3% yield that can, hey, it's liquid most of the time. Most of it takes all that away. And if you put this on a smart contract, it just kind of makes sense, right? And that's the whole ethos of crypto, is to get away from centralization, is to get away from companies, and to get away from people that are just trying to profit off of you and nickel and dime you to death.
Get away from me.
And why not just lock up your crypto into a smart contract and receive stablecoin or dollar bills?
Here's how it's going to work. It's kind of interesting, okay? So just
give me the nuts and bolts.
Okay. Here are the nuts, they're the bolts. GHO can only be minted by approved facilitators governed by the Aave DAO. These facilitators will be limited to minting a set amount of stablecoin agreed upon by the DAO. Can you argue that that is kind of centralized, even though it's a group of random voters who are deciding how much you can mint?
But if they have parameters in place that says, hey, you deposit this amount of money, we'll mint this amount of tokens. But yeah, it does sound kind of.
I'm just saying, it's thrown out there. Aave DAO has approved 2 facilitators, and these are the Aave V3 protocol and the Flash Minting Facilitator. With Aave V3, users can mint the GHO stablecoin with any asset collateral that is in the lending protocol.
See, that's what I'm saying, is that if you're using smart contracts to mint through a protocol by using it as a collateral, that's exactly what it is, right? If I want to mint stablecoin by depositing 1 Bitcoin and you give me 30,000 stablecoins, what's the issue with that? Now, I know you have volatility in an underlying asset, but if there is in the smart contract the same way where you say, hey, if I have collateral on Bitcoin, it moves down by 10% or 20%, you're going to liquidate my position. Perhaps you write something similar to that into the contract. I don't know.
And they're also, just to finish this up, there also is going to be an initial mint capacity of only $100 million. Now, what makes it unique? Users who mint the GHO stablecoin using the Aave V3 protocol still earn yields on their collateral deposits, reducing the cost of borrowing Go over time. That is very interesting. Aave revealed that users who stake Aave could mint Go at a discounted rate. They also plan to send interest paid on borrowed Go to the Aave DAO treasury, which Forrest said last week, if that would have gone to Aave holders or stakers, it might have been a lot better for the potential price of the protocol. But it's interesting. And, you know, it's something that we're going to have to wait and see how it goes. But, you know, is it too early for another decentralized stablecoin, another algorithmic stablecoin? I don't know. Is
Algorithmic. I don't know if it's necessary. I don't know if it's necessary. I think that if you can have a decentralized stablecoin that is just simply backed by the asset that it represents, dollars, or backed by dollars, I think it's okay, right? I think that's all you really need. I don't think that you should be minting stable coins and burning stable coins and whatever else you need to do because the underlying asset's moving value. I just want to take my dollar or my $100 and then put it on the blockchain and then receive $100 in stablecoin. That's it. And also,
what are you going to do with the $100?
I'm also I'm paying the viewers to hit the like button.
You are.
Yes, if I can only convert this into a decentralized stablecoin in the same way that I'm talking, then yeah, I would.
We give a shout out to Jimmy for gifting 10 memberships. If you're the proud recipient of the membership, there are some members only videos on the channel, so go check those out. Also, I want to give a big shout out to channel sponsor Cam's Blue Wire Technology. Make sure to visit bluewiretech.com or click the link in the description of this video to find out how they can help your business maximize your IT and networking solutions. Robin, why don't you give a little lowdown on this event we got going on, my friend?
So I am looking over the entries now, and we'll be drawing them in T-minus 1 hour. So if you're watching this after the fact, if you're not caught up 100% live, you have until 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern time. And then also,
you know, I wanted to draw it now, but
BTC ET time, which is Pacific, Eastern, Central, and Standard Time.
Idiot, bro.
So,
you know, I wanted to draw them right now, but Rob wants to give you guys an extra hour. So there you have it. You have an extra hour.
We'll announce it on our Twitter. So if you want, come back or check our Twitter in 1 hour, and then we'll also announce the winners tomorrow on the show.
Okay, there you go. Also, Rocco, will you scroll up? Someone was a member for 10 months and they wanted Jimmy to say hola. You'll get an hola from Jimmy here in a second. But first, I would like to mention that. What was I mentioning? I have no idea. Guys, go follow us on Twitter. Go follow us on Instagram, TikTok. Guys, seriously, if you think you can make it out to Vegas, or you're Vegas local, or you're just a 4-hour drive away, whether that's Arizona, California, Utah, the surrounding states, enter to win. That is one of 2 only ways you can come join us and party with us. Free food, free drinks, networking, having fun.
Big shout out GKD32, Nicholas Thomas Jov, and Focus and Prosper. Hola! Welcome to Sin City.
Jimmy, why don't you go next to Rocco? Rocco, throw the producer cam on there. Jimmy, let's get an hola from you for the community.
I can do that.
You better. You've been practicing? That was all right. What would you rate that, Robin? Was that 5?
Definitely.
I'll be a 7.
6. I'll go 6.
Remember that. Right?
Took his credit card, but I still got the $100.
The credit card is gone. Damn it. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in.
And big shout out to Billy for $200.
Big shout out to Billy. Big shout out to all of you who watch or support this channel. Thank you to every single one of you. And with that being said, Rocco. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. What an amazing Monday. It's going to be an amazing rest of the week. Big shout out to our man Jimmy joining us in the studio. And big shout out to you watching. Come back tomorrow, same time, same place. We love you. Till tomorrow.
Crypto. Everybody know what we here for. Entertainment and info. Gonna show you how to get that big dough. So every day stay tapped in. For big facts, no capping. With Bitcoin, if you're in, then you win. We divide the pie with no fraction. It's Big Rob, David. I spit the game, but they gave it. Named according to your favorite. I got dry powder, why save it? To the OGs, new beginners. Special shout out to the well members. Buy the dip, sell winners. Ain't really nothing you can tell sinners. Tune in for the latest new flavors. They gonna teach us mean coins. They polarizing like barbecue chicken pizzas. I laugh with a major grin. Laggers, we trade them in. Baddies, they came to sin. And sinners gon' play to win. Screaming hola, till my bags are flowing over. Hold ya to the moon and to the solar. Won't I? Don't be letting FOMO control ya. It's over when the finger tornado